Father, no!
Putrefy, rot, spoil, and fester.
Exile, do something!
I've never seen anything like this. Grasp your mortality tightly.
My spirit is spent.
Now resist my entropy. Life is so brittle. Grasp your mortality tightly. Mortal flesh is so fallible. Grasp your mortality tightly. Give yourself to the void. Grasp your mortality tightly. Grasp your mortality tightly. Mortal flesh is so fallible.
Embraced by misery.
Resist the assault. Feel your life drain away.
Ya se va.
The prize piece comes to
¿Ya es
join.
esto?
My spirit is spent.
Oh,
Stand still. Stand still.
porque los volvieron más frecuentes los
Returned tenfold. Space aligns.
Curry.
Behold my collection.
I will have what I want. It will not be an escape.
Juego de memoria. O no, my only weakness.
Scurry, scurry. A cascade of pain.
Death made real.
Stand still.
resistance will be punished. Time contorts. Scurry, scurry.
My irritation is growing. Stand still. Death will not be an escape. Scurry, scurry. Do what I say. A cascade of pain.
Death made will.
How?
Stop resisting. Reality bends. Punishment inescapable.
Arrogant toy. This will not be an escape. Scurry, scurry. The prettiest piece makes the whole complete.
My spirit is spent.
Stand still! A cascade of pain. Stand still. Death will not be an escape. Scurry, scurry. The prettiest piece makes the...
Hello everyone, welcome back to another Path of Exile video. Today I'm going to showcase this character that I've been playing. It's a champion, and this is basically a Molten Strike of the Zenith build, but with the usual evasion armor stacking package that the champion can create, with the Perseverance belt for permanent onslaughts and increased damage through scaling both armor and evasion. And we're using the Rakiata's Dance Sword, and this is a budget, fairly affordable version of the Multi-Strike character. This ring, don't really mind it. It's here because I had it from my other character, but you know, can use the other ring. So none of the gear here is really expensive. This flask is kind of useless unless you're scaling good AoE and increase elemental damage. And the other thing that I have that I transferred from my other character is the Flesh and Flame, but you know, it's still playable without. This is very expensive, but other than that, this character doesn't really have any extraordinary gear on it that I didn't craft myself. The Unnatural is the cheapest it's ever been, 3 Divine, and for instance here it gives you so much value. I have these points here just because I want the Cannot Be Stunned Mastery, but otherwise I will just save myself these 3 points and put them elsewhere. But here it's giving me 16% suppression, attack speed accuracy, evasion preferences, some life, 4% resistance, frenzy duration, blind duration, dexterity, and 50% crit chance. So it's very, very efficient in my opinion. And we come here because this is attack speed, this is additional proj. The suppression is on this side. These life notes are decent. This is 6%. I like these notes as well. These notes are amazing in my opinion. Same thing about this one. And we're not going too much to the left because the sword notes are all the way up here. And outside of that, the rage is good, but I figured most of the things I wanted were on this side of the tree. You know, there's leech here, there is projectile crit here, suppression to cap easier. And in the gear, this I crafted myself. This body armor, I bought the base, I linked it, and just through some SSS managed to hit these suffixes, and then just re-roll the prefixes with the Chaos Orbs, with the Eldritch Chaos Orbs. Same thing. The gloves are kind of meh, just good life and some attack speed. Then the boots are okay-ish too, just some amount of suppression. This amulet is for attributes, and this ring is from the other build that I was playing, the chieftain, and just a bunch of resistances to be duplicated with the Calandra. But you know, you can get another ring here. And we're doing Zenith. We're doing 6-link aura setup with precision, determination, flesh and stone, grace, and enlighten. And then Zenith is linked with rage, with Trinity, returning proj, inspiration, and multi-strike, of course. Then I have a random smite here, and it gives me a bunch of damage when I actually hit an enemy. So I figured, you know, with the attack speed I have, especially when I proc adrenaline, it's almost instant. So it's not really awkward to use. Add a life flask here, because we're gonna do an eater, and I don't wanna die in a silly manner. And automation with blood rage and molten shell, because I hate having to cast blood rage every 10 seconds. Corrupting fever to proc the adrenaline. War banner because it's a ton of damage. And then lip slam, faster attacks, and mark on hit with sniper's mark. So I'm gonna do an eater, fairly tame mods. This is the first time I'm doing eater on this character, and just fists as fire, so it should be okay. Mind you, it's a regular eater. There I proc adrenaline, and we actually get a few Zenith procs for good damage.
Be gone!
I can't do this just yet.
If I use the tincture, I'll probably have way more damage. Oh. Decent drop. Okay. Now let me show you a map. This is a delirious map, no region. It might be slightly rippy. I might die. And I don't even have chaos anymore. See if I have few. I don't have cards I can. My good friend Faustus will give me some chaos orbs. Tell you. Oh, I actually have 2 over Maven fragments. Interesting. Harbingers. 2. There you go. Easy money. Okay. And I'm gonna add Anarchy. I'm doing the Rogue Exile thing with rare monsters and Scarab of Tradition to make them have this chance of dropping like fractured items and stuff. And I'm gonna use this flask just to see if it actually does something. I don't really see it doing too much. Again, I think you really want to scale deep.
My spirit is spent.
And these exiles can get very tricky. High amounts of damage. Aid mod corrupted Delirium map. But you know, we have life gain on hit, so as long as we don't stop attacking, we can handle the damage. The Anomni, pop the Adrenaline. Go. It'll look better than the Eater actually. Probably because we have more projectiles coming from the additional strikes. And in general, of course, crafting the sword with the returning projectiles will like double your damage with the causes. I'm gonna do this. Up he goes. You can see there's some explosions going on sometime, but they're not huge in AoE and they're not by any means like when you compare them to the Chieftain explosions. Those are amazing. But you know, the flask is kind of okay, I guess. Again, maybe if I had some increased AoEs in the tree and more increased elemental damage. Right now, the only elemental damage I have is coming from the amulet. Has anointed divine fury. I'm good here. I'm gonna grab it nonetheless. So in general, this Molten Strike of the Zenith is just too good. So much damage, and you know, even when you put together a character like this with you know, Rakiatas is like one divine, and the other piece of gear, it depends on what your budget is to grab, but then you build your defenses and you get just some amount of damage and the Zenith carries you. Like I'm not really over investing in damage in the tree in general. And I wanted to go champion because of the new way inspirational works, but it turned out to not be very comfortable to use because of the banner mechanics. Show you in a second. But you know, as long as you have the war banner in your bar, you can pop it for like 10 seconds of very good DPS. And this guy's chunky. He's taking less damage than Colsys and Omni. Pop the adrenaline. was a Zenith proc. It was like no damage for 10 seconds and then all of the damage. That's how it goes with this skill. It even felt like I had Calling Strike, but I don't really have any sort of Calling Strike. Okay, it's gonna be spooky, yeah. Too many ghosts. Okay, so that's that. The new inspirational from the champion has this line here that says, first of all, Fortify got moved, so it's now here. It's less Fortify, but it's still, you know, permanent. 15% less damage taken all the time without you having to melee hit first is very good, especially for, you know, ranged characters, projectiles and stuff. And the other things are pretty much the same. Master of Metal got a bit of a nerf because it no longer gives you evasion. That's why, you know, it's still really good because of the added physical damage. And here in the tree, there is additional Impale now, and there is another node that increases Impale effect. And you have a mastery that gives you 10% chance to gain additional Impale. So in general, Master of Metal, it's still very good. You can get like 7-8 Impales, maybe 9, with Pride Watcher's Eye as well. But the one I wanted to try here is Inspirational. It says that, of course, it has the effect of Aura still, but then it has this line that when you're in a banner, you regenerate life based on the amount of Valor that you consume to place the banner. And when you leave the area, you recover a percentage of the amount of Valor that you consume to place the banner.
My spirit is spent.
See if I can actually kill this boss. I don't know if I can. Really spooky. Okay. Stun goes one. Perma stun. Damn. What does this map has? Second cast speed, extra lightning, reduce damage from crits, impale, no regen. So the extra lightning with stun is very annoying. Okay. Show you the banner. The banner charges really slowly. That's one of the issues with them. Biggest in my opinion. Get out of there, please. Okay. You don't need Delirium Degen Pulse to help you deal damage.
I believe in traveling light.
Should have Calling. Nah, can be done. Right, so there are a few banner masteries here that you can use to generate a lot of valor and be able to have way more uptime with them. One of them is this one that says when you Warcry, you gain 5 valor, and there is this 20% valor here and 60% here, which in the end makes it so you gain it doubles the amount of valor that you gain. You gain 10 per Warcry instead. So you can do something like auto Warcry, and while you're walking around, you're generating 10 valor. Then you place the banner, and when you leave the area, so the banner has 55 stages if you grab those points. So you will gain. You will leave the area with 17 stacks of the banner already ready to use in the next zone, and it will linger for 3 seconds. Now that in practice sounds very good, but in theory it sounds very good, but in practice it turned out to be really clunky, especially due to the fact that you cannot generate the charges while the banner is placed, and this makes it so it's impossible to get 100% uptime. And every single banner that you place will consume the valor that you have, regardless of, you know. So if you place the war banner, the dread banner, all of them will consume the same valor counter on the character, which means that without the perfidy, it's not possible to have more than one banner with max stages placed at the same time. Now, this body armor actually allows you to have two of them, but the armor is so bad otherwise. Look at this. So first of all, the armor number uniques really need to be looked at. They should change some of these bases, because perfidy was already like a glorious plate is like tier 4. It used to be like tier 2 or tier 3 armor base. Now it's like tier 6. So it's not even close. This base has more. This hybrid armor elevation base has more armor than this pure armor base at like max roll. So it's very bad in that regard. Same thing, the amount of life got reworked, so the life on this armor is meaningless when compared to something that you can get here, like double, almost double. And the effect is decent. Increased melee damage is a lot of increased melee damage, and the increased valor gain is very noticeable, but that's where it dies, right? You can still gain valor while you're fighting, but you know, yeah, at what cost? You don't have resistances, you don't really have a good amount of armor or evasion, you cannot gain suppression, you cannot get eldritch implicits, which are extremely powerful. So I don't see a reason why we will use this armor, and without that, using more than one banner is not possible. And Dread banner and Defiance banner are really good in theory. Let me show you here. So if you go to POB and you add like a Dread banner here with 55 stages. Okay, so this is Defiance. Okay, if I put here that I have a banner placed with 85, which is what you will get if you were to get all of these points here. This is 85 valor in total, and then the Warcry Mastery. Then look at my block suppression is already 100, but this will give me like 70 suppression. Actually, it's 100 suppression with the amount of aura effect, and 57% block chance. Now 57% block chance on a two-handed character that cannot normally gain block sounds very good, but again, all of the things that implies, first of all, the amount of investment that you have to put to get into these points, then having to you place the banner, then you have to have an auto Warcry setup with General Scry, which does nothing, but is the lowest cooldown, or you can actually add a Warcry that has less cooldown, but then you probably have to invest like tattoos or something into cooldown recovery speed, but that will probably require another character construction. And then there's the exertions, right? That auto Warcry doesn't exert. No, it does exert, but we're using multi-strike, so you know, probably with another type of character might be something to consider. But having sometimes block doesn't seem really good to me. Yeah, there is roomies, but roomies while you're killing, you can almost have it permanently during the map. But with this, you will have so much downtime that I think the only usable banner, in my opinion, is the War banner, because the damage that you gain from placing it, even without investment. So this is what one ball is doing, one of the fifth balls is doing. And if I put here that I have, I'll remove these points, and I'll plant the banner. Okay, this is this. Oh right, because I'm not scaling Fizz anymore. because this gives you more physical damage with melee skills, but with Rakiatas we're no longer scaling Fizz, we're scaling Elemental. But if you were to do like, let's do something like Void Forge that I was using before. That is less damage by default, but Void Forge actually has a Fizz base. So when you enable that, there you go. So if you're using like a Fizz-based weapon, Impale, Bleed, this is a good amount of DPS. Right now, it seems to me that it's not even worth using if you're doing like pure elemental build. So there's that. A little bit of a failure with the map boss, but you know, he got ghosted to oblivion. I don't really have like the ultimate defenses, just using the flash for extra resistances. Armor evasion can get to like 40, 50. I think it's these two. 48, 40%, 40,000 evasion, and just, you know, Relakesh, Naris. In general mapping, where the boss doesn't get 100 ghosts, you can pretty much kill everything on tier 16. I haven't tried tier 17s, and I don't think it can take it. I think you will actually need a good crafted sword, and you know, scale a little bit more of defense, especially getting stuff like maximum res from here. We're element immune though, have 100% element avoidance here. I'm getting the last 10% here. The other one is coming from, I crafted the boots with the essence, and then you get the implicit from the Ether Worlds, then 25% here, and I think those are, yeah, that's the avoidance, and the rest I got here from the tree, and all of these points here. So being element immune is very, very good. And this cluster for leech, it's actually a bit better than this one. First of all, because you have to spend 1 point less. This is just 2 points to get to the maximum life recovery from leech. You can get the mastery, and then you can get a life gain on hit here, which is amazing with skills like Molten Strike or Lightning Strike that have a lot of hits implicit in the skill itself. And yeah, that's the character I've been playing for a couple of days, and that's the one I'm gonna use to farm a little bit of currency to create the other one. The bleed character is still there, still deals a lot of damage, still can clear the tier 17 maps with fair ease, without any of the crazy mods. But I think it's interesting to see the champion can still be competitive, especially with stuff like this, that it's accessible because of the insane value of the crafted swords with the returning projectiles mods and stuff. And it was interesting for me to see actually that Void Forge is like an 18 divine item. It's less damage than Rakiatas, which is like 1 div. So yeah, that too. Otherwise, that's it. That's all I have for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next one.